after a wild Monday at the World Cup. What does Tuesday have in store? Another triple header, a double header day here on the channel. And we started with an Africa versus Europe matchup just as we ended last night. As Cote d'Ivoire, a couple of teams considered a little bit of dark horse outsiders. The loser goes home. The winner has a date. The Samba Boys in the last 16. Cote d'Ivoire, Norway. Now. And hello again, everybody, as the scene shifts to Dallas for this matchup between Cote d'Ivoire and Norway. Seth Eaves with you here. Thank you so much for being with us. We've saved you the best seat in the house. What a matchup we have at prospect here between Cote d'Ivoire and Norway as the World Cup's round of 32 restarts. Should be a most interesting group. Let's tell you how each team got here. Ivory Coast in Group B qualified second in Group B on 6 points. They beat Ecuador in the 90th minute in their last match for a 2-1 loss to Germany. The Nicola Pepe double saw them pass Curacao 2-0. And that is how Cote d'Ivoire won. Jesus Valenzuela leads the officiating crew. Jorge Urango, Tulio Moreno, Juan Gabriel Benitez, Eduardo Cabrero, the rest of the officiating crew. So that's how Cote d'Ivoire advanced. Norway also finishing second in their group. The VAR official was Juan Lara of Chile. Norway finished second in Group I, 6 points from a possible 9. A 4-1 win over Iraq, a 3-2 win over Senegal before losing 4-1 to France. Here are the teams. Cote d'Ivoire 4-1-2-3. Yaya Fofana in goal. Gislin Konan, Emmanuel Agbadou, Odilon Kasunu, and Guela Doué at the back. Ibrahim Sangare plays as the holding midfielder. Pushing for the midfielder Frank Kessie, the gap, and Christ now Olai. The three forwards are Yan Diamandi and Johan Boni and Nicolas Pepe, who has been a great star for the Ivory Coast at this World Cup. Norway, a 4-2-1-3 for Ståle Solbakken and Orion Nylands in goal. David Muller-Wolf, Torbjorn Heggen, Christoph Agier, and Marcus Holmgren Pedersen at the back. The two in the 4-2-1-3 are Sander Berge and Patrick Berg. Martin Odegaard, the captain, is the lone attacking midfielder up front. Antonio Nusa, Alexander Sorloth, and of course, the man himself, Erling Haaland. Match 78 of this World Cup, the first ever meeting between Cote d'Ivoire and Norway. Ivory Coast in the knockout stage for the first time ever in their fourth World Cup appearance. Ivory Coast have only beaten one European squad in numerous attempts. That was Serbia and Montenegro in their first World Cup back in 2006. Norway, of course, have been to the round of 16 twice, 1938 and then 1998. Norway have already played one African nation, beating Senegal. And away we go from the place known as Jerry World. Ivory Coast going from left to right in their orange shirts, while the white shirted Norwegians will go the opposite direction, right to left. We're trying to chip it long. This could be a very tasty round of 32 tie, and Norway already have a chance here. is trying to run in possession is Noosa. Noosa looked for the pass. It was blocked, only as far back, though, as Sander Berga. Berga's pass then deflected. Jesus Valenzuela, 42-year-old from Portuguesa, Venezuela, is the match official. He's already refereed 2 matches in this World Cup. Australia's 2-0 win over Turkey and the Bosnia-Qatar game. Refereed a round of 16 match 4 years ago in Qatar, the France-Poland encounter. We're trying to play it through. Winner again off to New York, New Jersey on Sunday, and a date with Brazil. Norway in white. Here is Odegaard, the captain. Norway passing out of that end. Torbjorn Hegem has it. Now it's Sander Berga. Now Sorloth. Now left-hand side. It's a very good overlap here for Norway. Cross. You know they're aiming for Holland. Holland with a header. And Ivory Coast block it. It doesn't take an inch-perfect cross for Erling Haaland to involve himself, and he got ahead to it very quickly. Norway have it now with a throw-in. Haaland with 4 goals in his first 2 matches. Did not play, of course, against France. Pedersen throw in for Norway. They've had all the attacking possession so far. 3 minutes in. Now it goes back to Hegeman goal. Hegem. Harshness. Good long ball and not the best clearance. Not an immediate boot. That's what it should have been. Instead, Kasunu was trying to Coast defending it well enough. Here comes Norway. Oh, now Ivory Coast win it. And the Elephants now with a chance to run on the left side. They can hit you on the counter if you're not careful. Kasunu. Bonnie in there. Good cover defending as Bonnie was trying to latch on to the pass. Great defend by Christophe Ager. And we're going to see the Rose celebration for the first time for the Norway fans. Not quite, but they have really embraced America, and the American public has fallen in love with this Norwegian fan base. Christophe Ager, of course, 28-year-old, plays for Brentford in the Premier League. Twice he scored for his country. As Ager, his play resumes with Norway now having it in the attacking half. Berga. Here comes Norway with it. Arsnes on the right-hand side. Norway scored 8 goals at the group stage, conceded 7. Ivory Coast scored 4 and conceded 2. So an interesting contrast here. 6 minutes into this round of 32 match between Cote d'Ivoire and Norway. Again, a 3-match day. It's a double-header day here on the channel, as later tonight we'll bring you Mexico's game with Ecuador. Honan with throw in. All the way back to front and goal. Cote d'Ivoire on the run here. Pepe through. Kessie gives chase, and Kessie could not keep it in. 2-spot difference in the FIFA World Rankings for those of you that are into that sort of thing. Norway ranked 31st. Ivory Coast ranked 33rd. Douay with a cross. Just misses the head of Diamandi. Population, Ivory Coast, 33 million, 5.6 for Norway. Ivory Coast known as the Elephants, Norway known as the national team. Of course, pressure on the Ivory Coast to a degree, trying to keep carrying the flag for Africa. A successful World Cup it's been for that continent. Berge's backheader only found Pepe. Coming off a 2-goal game in the last game. Pepe lost possession briefly, then won it back. Kessie. Douay lays it off here for Pepe. Pepe in the area. And behind for a corner. Last-ditch defending by Hegem. Gianni Infantino, Jill Ellis, and Pierluigi Collina among those in the fancy seats. Here is Pepe with the corner. Pepe with the corner. It's a bit high, and it goes over the head of Kessie. Goal kick. Keeper with it, and kicking it away. Goalkeeper from Norway, Oran Nyland, 35 years of age, plays his club football in Spain for Sevilla. He has played for many a different club. Notable clubs he's played for includes Molde, Ingolstadt, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Reading, and Leipzig. Norway's under-21 team win bronze at that year's under-21 European Championships. It was in the team of the tournament. Sunu now trying to give chase. Now it's Douay. Now Kessie trying to lead the break. Long pass. Norway had it covered. Back pass to Nyland, who will boot it away. Now Norway have it here. Big chance potentially. They try to get it into Holland. It's defended rather well by the Ivory Coast. Foul there, and a yellow card is no yellow card, just a foul against Norway. Mercedes Faye, 42-year-old, born in Nantes, France, took charge mid-competition at the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. It became the first manager in history to win a tournament after taking charge mid-competition. Now here comes Mohamed Kone. Oh, no, Kone. That is Olai with it for the Ivory Coast. Ivoire with it now. Here's Conan. Get some weight on that pass, a little too much. Dirk Nowitzki in the house. This match in Dallas, of course. Dirk loves his soccer. Of course, a German from Germany, and has to be a little disappointed after what happened with his nation yesterday and that shock exit they suffered to Paraguay. And then World Feed now showing us a couple of young Norwegian fans who had to be having the time of their life and stories that they could share for ages to their kids and grandkids, and that's really what the World Cup is all about. You can focus on the negative if you like, but we like to focus on the positives around here. Antonio Nusa dispossessed. And now Cote d'Ivoire with a chance, but not for long. Here is Sorloth. Sorloth on the run, and he loses possession. Cote d'Ivoire trying to, right there. Erling Haaland currently tied for fourth with Vinicius Jr. in the Golden Boot race, 4 each. Of course, the top three right now are Messi, Mbappe, and Dembele. Doué, good ball to Kessie, and not a good touch from Kessie, and an easy save in the end from Nyland. Now here is Conan. Now Singo. Ivory Coast now trying to play from the back. Oh boy, this is very dangerous. And I know everybody likes to play for the bat these days, but sometimes you see the pressure and it's like you gotta press the abort mission button. They've rebounded nicely, to be fair. Here's Diamande on the left-hand side. Diamande yanked down from behind. Wanted to keep the advantage going after he was yanked down by Ederson. If he'd have stayed down, he'd have won a free kick. Diamande, though, here comes the corner. Not much on that. Doué. Delivery. Not much there on that one. We've played 15 minutes. And Diamante leads Cote d'Ivoire with 10 chances created in their first 3 matches. And Diamante, again, just 19 years of age. Plays for RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga. Back in December, he scored a hat trick in a 6-0 win against Eintracht Frankfurt. He became the second youngest player in Bundesliga history to do that. Only Walter Bettold in 1965 was younger. 3 goals, most recently in January at the AFCON in a 3-0 win against Burkina Faso. Bundesliga Rookie of the Season, Yan Diamante. And Diamante now doing his job defensively. Doing his job defensively is in possession of the ball. Can you believe we're in the final day of June already? Cote d'Ivoire have scored first in every match they've played in so far in these finals. Here's Pepe on the right-hand side. Pepe tried to give a short pass off to Doué. Now it's Pepe. Oh, this is a good passing move. Pepe, could he finish? No, he couldn't keep it in. He's trying to argue his case, but he did not keep that ball in. That's better from the Ivory Coast. That is much better. I think there might have been an offside, too, in the build-up anyway. Again, a reminder, if you like what you see and hear, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that notification bell and you'll be notified for future events here on the channel. Again, super chats, get in there too. We could use that. That'd be much appreciated as well. There's your PBS moment of the match. It's the ETV Pledge Drive. Thank you, Mayan. But anyway, here comes Odegaard. Odegaard trying to pull the strings for this Norwegian attack. Because of, not just because of Hull, and mostly because of, but because of other attacking talent that's seen as a dark horse team in this tournament. Here is Berga. Pass through. Sorloth has it. Now he finds Berga. Berga's cross blocked. It's going to be a corner for Norway. Good defending there by Guela Doué, who has been pretty lively at both ends so far in these first 19 plus minutes. I think it was a throw-in either way. Nothing much come of it. So Ivory Coast have possession in their own half now. So Ivory Coast trying to cut in left side in the attacking half now. Here is the captain, Kessie. Giving it back, Sunu. Left-hand side, good overlap play. Oh, what a great move. In the area. Here's a shot and hits the side netting. Brilliant work from Ghislaine Conan. Just didn't have the end product, and perhaps it's not surprised. He's a left back by trade who's never scored at international level and has only scored 3 times as a club player. All 3 of those times coming in a 4-year spell with the French club Reims. Currently, 30-year-old implies his trade in Portugal for Gil Vicente. A little over 20 minutes gone. Still Cote d'Ivoire 0, Norway 0. Odegaard. Possession update 47% for each team, 6% in contest. Nusa. Berg. Hegem. Berg now over to Nusa. Hegem. Gives it to Nusa. Now behind by Douay. Norway will have the corner. So Norway with the corner. You know they're going to be aiming this for number 9. Ostergaard's corner. And not much on it. Nusa. On a collision here. As Ivory Coast was trying to break. Sangari wants the yellow card. Trying to out numbers. It was a collision. Diamandi got hit by David Muller-Wolf. Excuse me. I said that wrong. It was a collision. Diamandi. David Muller-Wolf, who suffered relegation for the Premier League with Wolverhampton Wanderers. Scored in March of 2025 in a World Cup qualifying win against Israel. That's his only goal. We have a hydration break, and we'll step aside and be back in just a moment. 26 minutes gone. Cote d'Ivoire 0, Norway 0. So we get set to resume from the hydration break. A 3-match day. It's a double-header day for us as far as the channel is concerned. Mexico, Ecuador, our other match tonight. Of course, in between, Kylian Mbappe back in play as France take on Sweden. So play does resume here. Because had a brief attack going, but Norway able to steal the ball away defensively. Now a throw in. Oh, it's going to be a throw in. I think Berga couldn't keep it in. A little chip as the Ivory Coast now just play it back. Speed here and now. Berga and now Cote d'Ivoire with a chance to really run. Berga gives it up. It's inside. Good cross. Pepe attacks. Didn't have the right angle though. Couldn't quite get it squared away, and it's defended bravely by Aguirre, and it's going to be another corner for the Ivory Coast. But Nicolas Pepe showing you the threat that he is. Pepe once of Arsenal, now of Villarreal in the Spanish top flight. The Yellow Submarine, as they're known. Pepe to take this Ivorian corner. Lifted in. Headed away only as far back as Diamandi. Gives it back now to Pepe. Pepe whips a good cross in. And they had a man unmarked at the back post, but it didn't properly get to him. It was Kessie. And Norway consider that bullet dodged, and now they want to go quickly. Now here is Berga. Giving it now to Nusa. Nusa. Passing right here. Lario to guard. Nusa trying to attack it. Again, the Ivory Coast cover themselves in glory defensively. Now they got a chance to break with Pepe. Pepe chipping it in. And behind for a corner just to be on the safe side by Pedersen. Bonnie was in there. At least the angle we had, that looked rather close towards Bonnie heading that in. Diamandi with the corner. Fourth Ivorian corner of the match. Diamandi, heads go up. Wide it goes, and down in a heap. Down a little bit here is Aguirre. Is that Mark Ingram? Diamandi, corner. Headed away by Norway. Back it goes to Diamandi, though, on the left-hand side. Diamandi, nice little 1-2. Agbadou, Diamandi. Now Pepe trying to keep it alive. And couldn't do it. Cote d'Ivoire have really put on their attacking shoes here in the last few minutes, but still have been unable to find the goal that would provide the breakthrough. man. Is he trying to attack here? Third minute. Hegem. Noosa. Noosa on diagonal ball to Sorloth. Picked off by Diamande. Now, Diamande on the run for the Ivory Coast. Now Bonnie. And behind for a corner by Hegem. Cote d'Ivoire have had all the attacking chances here in the last 5 or 10 minutes. They've been unable to put one in the back of the net. Can they do it from this set piece? It's a great shot there of Norwegian defender Hegem just getting his toe in to force that corner. Corner number 6 for Cote d'Ivoire. Be taken by Yan Diamande. Going to play it short. We've eluded a lot of people. Comes to Bonnie. Now here is Olai. Now back to Kasunu. Kessie for the cross. Blocked behind for a corner by Bergen again. Norway are just hanging on here. Kessie lifts one in. It's headed away. Then a long volley, which from Agbadou kind of floats in the air and ends up in the hands of Nyland. Stale Solbakken will be his thought process. First 34 minutes. In Mexico, Ecuador tonight. Airtime around 8:45 or thereabouts, a 9 p.m. kick. As El Tri and Ecuador meet up for a spot in the last 16. Only one of the 3 tri-hosts have played their knockout game. Canada advanced with the win over South Africa. Mexico tonight, and the United States tomorrow against Bosnia. Ally. Now Douay. Goal kick to be taken here by Nyland. All right, heads it away. Just stringing together a few passes, or trying to. Good job of Stigard getting his foot in there, and then back it goes. Norway have lost just 2 of their last 19 matches. 14 wins, 3 draws, 2 defeats. One of them, of course, was to France in their final group stage match of this World Cup. Good job, Norway. There's a cross. Holland was in there. Easy save in the end, though. By the Ivorian number 1. Holland has scored in 12 straight competitive matches. So, clock about to hit 37 minutes. We go. Only knew what it took to broadcast some of these events. Oh, the ball here, it's Bonnie. Bonnie in a scramble loses out. Norway couldn't get quite properly cleared. Hegem. Now they run again here. Here is Nusa. Now left-hand side, trying to get a shot away. Odegaard went to pull the trigger, but had it blocked. Odegaard. Azier. That's here. Working out, gives it over to Nusa. Nusa now over to Berg. Now it's Nusa into the penalty area. Nusa goes for the curling shot. Oh, brilliant goal! Somewhat against the run of play. That's a fantastic goal by Antonio Nusa. And Norway have the breakthrough. Finds the space, curls it in beautifully, and the keeper cannot get there as much as he can try. Antonio Nusa, 21-year-old from Oslo. Him as one of the more exciting young prospects, the man from RB Leipzig. His 9th goal for the Norwegian national team. And it's a big one in the context of this match and of this tournament, as Nusa gives Norway a 1-0 lead. What a goal! Well, Holland gets all the attention. Odegaard gets a lot of praise too, but Nusa's becoming quite the young star himself. 9 goals in just 28 caps for Norway. Bergen. Norway now wanting another. Now Marcus Holmgren Pedersen trying to keep it in, and he has done so. There's a long cross in. It evaded Holland. Holland, though, was going to get to it, and he somehow missed. The header went to, I think it ended up the head of Sorloth. And then Sorloth's header, and Holland was onside. He tried to get on the end of it, and 95% of the time he finishes that. It was no wonder he didn't finish it. Replay shows it was a very good piece of defending by Ibrahim Sangare, who knows all about Holland. They play each other in the Premier League, of course. Sangare for Nottingham Forest. Berg with the corner. Attacking header. Just eluded the head of Sorloth, and then another runner came at the far post. Let's see who gets the header. It's Sorloth who tried to head it towards Holland, and then ended up bouncing off the head of Hegem. Well, Norway trying to prove the opposite of that, saying you're most vulnerable defensively when you've just scored. They're wanting another one. All right, coming up at halftime, we'll get you caught up on what happened, recap Manic Monday at the World Cup, and look ahead to today. At these finals. The ball played out all the way back to Nyland as the knockout stage is in full swing. Wolf now over to Noosa. Oh, that's a poor pass from Noosa. Zen. Slide kick only as far back goes Agbadou. Can see it in the penalty area trying to dance. There's Conan, and Conan's cross deflected. Or was it? Norway fans just enjoying themselves. They didn't need a reason to go to party enjoy themselves anymore. Now they've scored that goal. They're really having a good sing, aren't they? Corner comes in. Diamande, Nyland punched. Only as far back as Conan. Now it's Kessie. And Kessie trying to play it in and could not. Pepe with the corner. Pepe lifts one in. Headed and now here goes Noosa. All right, Norway with a slight edge now in possession. Valenzuela says, "Leave me alone." Let's see how much stoppage time we get. 4 minutes. You see on your screen now. 4 minutes of stoppage time here at the end of this first half. Douay goes down, and that's going to be first yellow card of the match. And it's going to go on the goal scorer for Norway, Noosa, who just stuck his leg out. So a yellow card here for Antonio Noosa. Pepe with that delivery now. Pepe ready to deliver this. Pepe thinks one in. A header goes just wide. Tell who got the final touch. Well, you didn't pay to hear Jerry Baker's soccer commentary, but angles are a bit tight. I think it comes off of a Norway shirt last, does it not? Agbadu got his head to it. The Ivorian fans thought maybe that was going in. Guess it did hit an orange shirt of the way out. Goal kick Norway. Now it's David Muller-Wolf. Ball played here, but nobody in a Norway shirt could get on to the end of it. Noosa trying to get in there, and then he loses possession now to Due. Minutes of stoppage time are up, and that takes us to halftime. And Stale Solback's men have the advantage. And it's another bright young star, the 21-year-old Antonio Noosa, who's got the game's only goal through 45 minutes in Dallas. At the break, it's Ivory Coast 0, Norway 1. Halftime activities come your way shortly as you continue to listen and watch along to the Ultimate Sports Media coverage of the 2026 World Cup. Well, the party is currently on in Oslo, Norway right now. They just showed a live viewing party reaction to the goal that has given Norway a 1-0 lead over Cote d'Ivoire at the 2026 Men's World Cup as the round of 32 continues. Jameis Winston also amongst the Viking road community. Ivory Coast had their chances. Had a couple of chances. Norway with the edge in possession, 56-44. Shots 6-5 in favor of Norway. Shots on goal 2-1. Ivory had 9 corners to Norway's 2. Fouls 5 total for the game. 4 committed by Norway, 1 by the Ivory Coast. And Norway has the 1 yellow card from the goal scored Nusa. They have the goal from Nusa where it counts, 1-0 to Norway. 2 more matches coming your way later today at 5 Eastern Time. The scene will shift to New York, New Jersey, where France, one of the favorites to win it, they've been in the final each of the last 2. They will take on Graham Potter's Sweden in the round of 32, a game that could be one of the most entertaining and aesthetically pleasing, at least if you like attacking football on the eye at this World Cup. And then our second game tonight for Mexico City around 9 o'clock, Mexico versus Ecuador. Of course, yesterday it was a wild day at the World Cup. It started with Brazil overturning a 1-0 deficit and beating Japan at the 6th minute of stoppage time as Gabriel Martinelli, the hero, Brazil beating Japan 2-1. Then the 2 stunners, the 2 big European names getting knocked out. Germany failing to reach the round of 16 for the 3rd straight World Cup, losing on penalties to Paraguay, and the Netherlands losing on penalties to Morocco, the semifinalists for 2022, on the scene again. So we now know 1 round of 16 matchup at the World Cup. We know Morocco will face Canada. The winner of this game, as we have mentioned earlier, will meet Brazil in the last 16. So that's the prize and offering for the winner of this one. And it's Norway with a 1-0 lead over the Ivory Coast. We'll have the second half in just a moment. This is the 2026 World Cup on USM. Second half about to start in Dallas as Norway lead the Ivory Coast 1-0. The goal from Antonio Nusa, the difference. Will it be enough to send Norway through to the round of 16 against Brazil, which will be at New York, New Jersey at the Meadowlands on Sunday? And so Norway get us going in the second half. We'll go from left to right as you listen. The Ivory Coast, the opposite end, in their orange shirts. Ivory Coast, you can make a point they actually had more chances in that first half. They were really playing some good eye-catching stuff, but where it counts, Norway has the goal. Now Norway trying to play across, long ball, and ends up landing at the feet of Conan, the defender from the Ivory Coast, and then goes down. Neither team made a change out of the halftime locker room. So everybody still has their full allotment of substitutes. Kessie is possessed. Norway has it now. Jesus Valenzuela is the referee. Douay trying to give chase. That was rather casual from Nyland on that back pass. That kick away was very convincing. It did do the job, though, I suppose. There have been 9 come from behind wins, and 25 goals have been scored in stoppage time at this World Cup. Unbelievable, the drama. Ivory Coast spent a grand total of 3 minutes and 29 seconds trailing in their first 3 matches. That puts in perspective how heartbreaking the Germany loss was, by the way. They trailed in the first half for the last 6 minutes and 13 seconds. Sunu with it. Now Sangare just inside his own half, trying to go forward. Now it's Olai. Chip pass here is Douay now gives it to Conan. Conan with a cross. Now is Pepe. Pepe trying to stay in. Layoff. Cross comes in. Oh, and it eludes everybody. Still alive, though, with Conan now on the left side. Back to Diamandi. Deflected away. That was a bit of a nervy moment for the Norwegian fans. They've got more to deal with, though, because it's the Ivory Coast's 10th corner of this match. Valenzuela comes in and has a talk with Nyland and Kasunu as they were in a bit of argy-bargy. Diamandi wants to take the corner. Jesus Valenzuela says something's going on, so you've got to put the ball in the right place. That's got to be very frustrating for Yan Diamandi. Diamandi, it's headed away at the near post. Conan. A little chip now back to Conan in the end. Now over to Olai. Olai with it for the Ivory Coast. Diagonal pass to the right side. Douay has it. Douay trying to lift it in. Headed again. Bonnie was in the mixer. He's trying to attack it, but Norway clear it for now. And then a foul behind the play. And it's going to be a free kick for Norway in their own half. Nice skill there by Guela Douay, 23-year-old who plays for Strasbourg, born in France. And, of course, he is the younger brother. Of course, his younger brother, or say he's the older brother of Desiree Douay. His younger brother is Desiree, the great PSG and France man. Another ball here for Douay. Douay scoring 3 goals to this calendar year, 1 in their 3-2 elimination to Egypt in the Africa Cup of Nations in January, and then in June, in a friendly win against France, he scored. There's another Ivorian ball. Olai trying to play it in and couldn't. I mentioned yesterday, a great run for the African nations. They sent 10 nations to this expanded World Cup. 9 made the knockout rounds, and 1 has already advanced Morocco. 1 has already been eliminated, too, with South Africa. This comes in, and then the volley is over by quite some distance. And a souvenir for some young fan in a Real Madrid shirt. Each team with 6 shots in this match. Holmgren with a throw in. Egum. Noosa. Berg. Odegaard. Boy, this is dangerous. Norway having to play, trying to play from the back, and now having to hit retreat. Ivory Coast playing a very pressing style. Here's Pedersen. Ball now trying to get Sorloff. Now Odegaard. A lot of space here for Norway. Here's Odegaard. Is he going to pass it or go himself? He's found Noosa. She's another pass. And cross. And not a very good cross. Yahya Fofana will keep it. 25-year-old born in Paris, plays his club football in Turkey for Kayseri Rizespor. Part of the Ivory Coast squad that won the Africa Cup of Nations a few years ago. Now it's Agbadou. Now Conan. Fly with it now for the Ivory Coast. Plays it back to Pepe. Here's Pepe laying it off. Shot comes in, blocked, comes back to Pepe. Good save by Nyland. Duace kept it alive. And then Noosa winning it defensively. A good reflex save by Nyland. Norway now with a throw-in. 10 minutes into this second half. And they lead by a goal to nil. Here is Odegaard. Trying to chip it through. There's appeals for a handball. None given. Lie now over to Conan. Diamande. Conan now over to Cassie. Ivory Coast now playing and passing the ball around. Akbadu. Now Olai. Olai with a chip now to Kasunu. It's behind. Flick back though. Still kept alive. And then going for the dope shot, I believe, was Bonnie, and Nyland makes a good covering save. Here comes Norway on the run now with Noosa. Now laying it off with an extra pass. Back over to Noosa. Odegaard. And then Odegaard gets clipped. And that's going to be a free kick for Norway in a very advantageous position. The Viking Nation loves it. Berg. Norway on the free kick. You know, Holland will be attacking this one from its interesting angle left side. If you were very ambitious, you could have a go from there. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. Whips it in. Headed. It was a dangerous header. But in the end, Fofana is there to make the save. Lie with it. Long ball back to Conan on the left-hand side. Conan behind for a corner by Berg. Diamande now over to Olai. Diamande's cross. Olai now gives it to Diamande. Diamande now to Olai. And then a thundering shot from distance, a hopeful shot from Agbadu, and another fan has got a souvenir ball. As we get a replay again of the only goal of the match so far, and what a goal it was from Antonio Noosa. Looks like Ivory Coast makes their first change. Angion Bonnie has come off, and coming on will be Ali Wahi, number 12. Spent this past year playing at Nice on loan from Eintracht Frankfurt. Represented France at numerous levels before changing his nationality allegiance to the Ivory Coast. Scored the Ligue 1 goal of the year in the 22-23 season, back when he was playing for Montpellier. He had a 19-goal season. That led to a transfer to Lyon. Odegaard. Let's call for a foul, and it has some words for the linesman after the fact. So now the Ivory Coast have it here. Left-hand side. Ahmad Diallo, who's checked in here, and we've missed that sub as well. Diallo, the hero of the opening match against Ecuador, now has come on. Berg. Gives it away. Sunu providing good defensive cover back there. Diallo, of course, plays for Manchester United. Coast again attacking here. Trying to get in there in the attack, but couldn't do it. Still alive, though. Here's Conan with it. Cassini now back to Kessie. Ball left-hand side. Now goes over to Diamandi. Now Sangare. Sangare looking to play the ball in. It's Diamandi. And blocked. And behind for a corner. Hegem again in the middle of it. Getting the last touch. The next hydration break should be coming in a few minutes' time, with Norway leading 1-0. Diamande to take the Ivory Coast corner, their 12th of the match. Diamande wants to take the corner, but again, referee says you don't have it right. And again, he's frustrated. Here's Diamante's corner. Headed away, only as far back as Diallo, though, chips it in. Headed around, still in the mixer. And Holland back there defending and getting it out of harm's way. And now a bad back pass. Holland chases, but Fofana comes off his line and boots it away. Normally you'd say Fofana coming that far off his line was risky. It wasn't risky when Erling Haaland was the man that was chasing after the ball. Norway just bring everybody back defensively. They still have a ways to go before this one's over. Now here is Diallo. Kessie now back to Wahi. Now it's Douay. Wahi lifting it in. Nyland bravely comes out to catch it. Norway now coming at breakneck speed. Sorlothen. They're behind. Norway with the corner there, third. Corner comes in, and a whistle before the, as soon as it was taken. Referee seeing some funny business. Here it goes again. Odegaard. Cross. Oh, what a chance! And somehow Hegem could not finish it. Long ball for the Ivory Coast to try and chase. Diamandi, and I think we're going to have the break here. Or is there a VAR check? And Valenzuela is telling Christophe Aguirre to shut up. Aguirre was having some words for him. Whatever that check was, it was a very short one. Here is Douay. Agbadou. Now it's Odegaard with it for Norway. Holland. Left-hand side. Gave it off to Yorkin now. Back to Noosa. Noosa in the area again. Noosa. Big cross. And now flag up for offside. And we should be getting the hydration break right about now, and indeed we are. So hydration break here as Antonio Noosa's goal is still the difference. Just a little more than 20 minutes to go. Norway lead Cote d'Ivoire by a 0-0. Will it be enough to send him through to the round of 16 for the third time in their history? And the first since '98. The team they famously beat in the group stage of that '98 World Cup was Brazil. That's who Norway get. And if they can hang on here, Brazil awaits the winner. A reminder also on a separate stream, our coverage of the championships, Wimbledon. Continuing on right now on a separate stream, Serena Williams making her return against Maya Joint in the first round. The championships, Wimbledon, we'll have a lot of coverage from that. Of course, we'll also have NASCAR Cup Series action on Sunday night, 6 Eastern from Chicagoland. So Norway fans enjoying themselves out of this hydration break. In this hydration break, more time to celebrate without being too stressed. They'll get back to stressing though Here in a matter of minutes. Have these with you here for Ultimate Sports Media. Ivory Coast and Norway 2026 World Cup. First of 3 matches overall on the day. 3 matches overall today. The first of 2, a doubleheader day for us on the network. As we'll also bring you later tonight, Mexico's tie with Ecuador. And then a reminder, tomorrow on USM, it is a triple header day. Starts at noon Eastern with England against Congo. Followed at 4 Eastern. That game will take place in Atlanta. Then from Atlanta, we'll shift to Seattle at 4 for Belgium at Senegal. And then the one everybody in this here is waiting on, at least in this country, in the Bay Area, the United States against Bosnia and Herzegovina, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And Norway set to make a double change here as Andreas Schjelderup and Oscar Bob are set to come on. And Nusa is one of the ones coming off. That's an interesting call by Ståle Solbeck, and Nusa and Sorloff the ones coming off. Schjelderup is a 22-year-old from Bodo who currently plays for Benfica in Portugal. Ball being played here. I'll tell you about Oscar Bob in just a minute. As Cote d'Ivoire come forward. Oh boy, Conan is in. It's a good block. Odegaard doing the job defensively. Now he goes towards Holland. Oscar Bob, 22-year-old from Oslo, Norway. Joined Fulham in the winter transfer window. Now representing his country here in the World Cup. Representing Norway, 73rd minute. Norway still leading 1-0 via the goal from the now subbed off Antonio Nusa. Seth, you idiot, would probably be a good idea to get to the actual screen that this is supposed to be on. You would think after 6 months I'd be through with the OBS growing pains. Nay, nay. Sometimes I keep forgetting things. Pedersen. And now the row motion on for the Norway fans, and that generates a big applause from the Norway fans once they saw themselves on the camera. Just trying to get my words out there. Well, the World Cup's been known for having late drama. This particular World Cup is about to happen again. Oh, it absolutely is about to happen again. It is a brilliant equalizing goal for Amad Diallo. And the Ivory Coast have leveled it. Just incredible. Great solo run, Diallo. Snapping. And here we go again. Well, the plot thickens. It's not a stoppage time goal, but it's a goal inside the last 15 minutes. One, and the chase to get a winner the next 15 plus is on. So Diallo with the goal. His 8th goal for the Ivory Coast, his 2nd in this tournament. Again, he scored the winner against Ecuador. Again, 9 come from behind wins. Could Ivory Coast make it 10? Odegaard for Norway. Now over to Pedersen. Odegaard. Holland. Get up. Now here comes Norway on the left-hand side. Trying to cut in. It's a good touch. Still fizzing around. Bob's in there. So too are a bunch of Ivorian defenders. Who clear the ball and do their job defensively. It is a throw in for Norway though. Marcus Holmgren Pedersen to take the throw in. Odegaard. Berge. Pedersen. And Pedersen has kept that in. Not a very good cross. So now a chance for the Ivory Coast to counterattack. Wahi leads the break. And he has a man ahead of him in the form of Pepe, who's been lively all game. Now Wahi, back to Pepe. Pepe goes down. Valenzuela says, no penalty. And he made that call with little to no hesitation. Now Norway coming forward again here. Bomb out, it's Odegaard. Moving out to his left. Berge. A good cross from Schilderup. Tried to cross it, but couldn't. Again, if this match tied for 90 minutes, we'll have to play 30 more. 2 15-minute periods. Diamandi, now to Diallo. Brave block there by Wolf. Everybody leaving it all on the line here. You have to. It's the knockout stages of the World Cup. Pedersen. Back to Bob. Odegaard. Pedersen's cross. Very poor. Away by Kasunu. Still actually alive though, and Norway has won it back. Pedersen. Odegaard down to Bob. Winner to face Brazil Sunday. Next stop, New York, New Jersey. Berge loses possession to Agbadou. Away by Conan. Here's Conan. Conan did have it briefly. Now Wolf. Norway back in. Shelter up on the left-hand side. Berga. Odegaard. Bob. Odegaard, a bit of a heavy touch. Conan back there defends well. Final 10 minutes. Here is Pedersen. Now Ivory Coast with a player down here, and that is Diallo, their goal scorer. Cooper Flag in the house. Tearing out Didier Drogba. Just took to Twitter and said, disgraceful, that penalty not called on Nicolas Pepe. Poof, what's the point of VAR? Diallo is up. Diallo now sitting on the bench. Standing on the off or in the bench or on the. When I say he's standing on the bench, he's actually just being tended to right now. He's not being subbed off. Now Conan is set to come back on. Norway make another change. Marcus Holmgren, Pedersen off, and on is Frederick Arsnes. Another Benfica man. '83rd minute. About to be the '84th. Arsnes now over to Bob. Now Azier. Odegaard. Now Arsnes. Berga. Now Hegem. Now it's back to Schilderup. Schilderup trying to chip it. Now it's Wolf. Berga. Now it's Odegaard. There's a ball being played in. And sliced away for a throw by Douay. Shoulder up with a throw in. Odegaard now over to Ager. Ager again. Oh, Norway playing. Oh, it's a good ball here. Here's a chance, and Holland has. Who else? Who else but Erling Haaland to potentially send Norway through to the last 16 of the World Cup? Well, it's a decent ball play. It doesn't have to be the perfect ball. It's good, not great from Berg. But Holland was in there. He scored it. And now his 60th goal for Norway in 53 appearances. Ivory Coast have made another change, by the way. That was a dangerous one for Nylon there. Omar Diakate is on, 22-year-old who plays on loan from Reims at Cercle Bruges. 6 times the goal scored, most recently in October in a World Cup qualifier winning at Sicles. "13 straight consecutive matches in which he has scored. And it's looking like heartbreak for the Ivory Coast. Now Holland. Yep, now Odegaard. Hey, that didn't even look like clean. Even when he doesn't hit it cleanly, it seems to go in. Bob. Away by Conan. "2-1 Norway. Arsens with a throw-in. You know there will be a fair amount of stoppage time. Probably about 7 minutes or thereabouts, I would guess. Throw-in Ivory Coast. Norway incensed with that decision. The Ivory Coast can break. Diamandi on the left-hand side. Odegaard. Norway now just trying to string the passes together. Here is Berga. Now a lot of space for Odegaard, 2 ahead of him. Here's Holland, turning, trying to create space, and not getting much contact on it. Clock's about to hit 90. And wow, I actually got it right this time. It is 7 minutes of stoppage time. We've had 25 goals scored after the 90th minute in this World Cup. Is it about... Do we have another late twist in the tail? There's going to be enough time for it. Norway have it, though. Holland. Over now to Berg. Vic, why he wanted a foul, didn't get it. Now it's the Ivory Coast trying to go through. Conan, cross, blocked, and almost trickled in, actually. Bure is kept it alive. Sangare. Diakite. Diakite lifts one. Diamandi went for the leaping header. Couldn't get there, and he's committed a foul, and Arsnes in the process going over the top of him. Norway will not mind that one bit. Late chances. Late sub, I should say, for the Ivory Coast. 22-24. That'll be Evan Gayson and Bazamana Traore. Gasson, 24-year-old, born in Ajaccio, France, plays his club football. He's on the books at Aston Villa. He spent this past season on loan at Crystal Palace. Scored a goal against Zrinki Mostar in the Conference League. Actually has a winner's medal for not just Palace's Conference League, but because he's on Villa's books, he has a medal for Villa's Europa League winning team. I mean, people can say they have a Europa League and a Conference League in the same season. Norway trying to pass it through. The other man, Bazamana Traore, 20-year-old who plays for Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga. 5 goals and 9 assists to 29 starts for Hoffenheim. His father worked at the Ivorian milk company Saprolay. We have played, we're about to hit 4 minutes of the 7 that were promised to us. Is there one last chance for the Ivory Coast? Diakite now back to Due. He lifts one in. Headed back only as far as Sangare. A brief coming together here between Sangare and now Bob's getting it to with Wahi. And now Wahi getting pushed by Asia, and it's all kicking off here at the end. And Jesus Valenzuela's got to restore order here. 13th foul of the match. 7th committed by Norway. So now here it comes, a free kick. Kessie and Diallo, both over it. One of the final chances for the Ivory Coast. Is Kessie's going to say, I'm the captain and take responsibility and have a crack at it here? We're about to find out. Free kick goes in. Diallo took the shot, and Nyland at full stretch had to make that save. It's an Ivory Coast corner. Well, that had some swerve on it. Into the final minute of scheduled stoppage time. Diallo to take the corner. 13th corner for the Ivory Coast. Headed away at the near post by Norway. 45 seconds. Bob clips it off of an Ivorian player. He clipped it off of Toure. And Norway will now just take their time with this throw-in. But what a save by Oran Nyland. Came out smelling like roses at the end of that one. Played all the way back now to Fafana. Wahi gives it up. 6 seconds. Is there a chance? Around Diakite. It's touched last by Norway. Corner. This has got to be the last chance for Cote d'Ivoire. Goalkeeper coming out, Fafana. Diallo to take. Fafana coming up. We are now past the allotted 7 minutes. Leave it all on the line now. Either it goes or it doesn't. It's lofted in. It's headed wide. Ivory Coast keep it alive, though. Due. Passing it backwards. There won't be time for another attack. Norway have their first FIFA World Cup knockout stage win. Norway into the last 16. It's sweet for them. It's oh so sour for Cote d'Ivoire. And the man who carries the hope of the nation did it again. 4 minutes from the end, Erling Haaland with the late winner to send Norway off to a Sunday date at the Meadowlands with Brazil. What a tie. What a game. It is finished in Dallas. Cote d'Ivoire 1, Norway 2. For everyone at US7 YouTube, I'm Seth Eaves. So long for now. Don't forget to tune in later tonight at 9 for Game 2 of our doubleheader as Mexico face Ecuador. Congratulations to Norway, who row on to the last 16.